This is the HDX 1200 watt Halogen Work lights with tripod. I got this at a very deep discount. It retails for approximately $60. I got it for much less than that. There's a couple of reasons. One, I believe it was a return because this piece here doesn't lock properly, so this whole piece just comes right out. The bottom piece does, so if I were to raise it up to its full height, it would lock there. However, the top piece comes completely out and doesn't lock at all. And the other flaw that I have found, which I'll go more into, is this right here. As you can see, the wobble is extreme. I believe that's a design flaw that they have overlooked or not cared about, when they built it. But this whole piece wobbles, and I have not been able to get it to unwobble without wedging something under there, which I shouldn't have to do straight out of the box. At any rate, it's a good concept. This whole piece comes out. There's a lever here that will allow you to lock it into place, but you can move this around, put it wherever you need it to be. The other drawback to that is the actual cord that comes with this is only approximately 7 feet, maybe 8 feet long. So you would definitely need an extension cord. You can't just work with the work light itself. It's a little bit difficult to lock this once you put it back in there, and you have to play with it. I'm not going to do that right now to get it to lock, which is another design flaw in this. The other one is, I don't know what they were trying, I have an idea of what they were trying to do. They don't want the lights to spin freely, I don't believe. At least I wouldn't want them to in anything that I designed that was a work light. I would want you to lock it into place to hold it there, and then if you want to unscrew this and loosen it and move it and point it in a different direction, you can do that. And I think that's what they were trying to do, but they did a very poor job of it, because underneath here is a square hole in the orange bar, and the bracket for the light is a round hole, and this bolt has the square underpiece under the head of it that sits in that hole and is supposed to keep the bolt from spinning. If the top piece had a square piece, then the whole thing wouldn't spin because of that, but it has a round piece, so it doesn't even sit flush in there. Not sure where they were going with that or what the design was, the idea behind it was. However, it doesn't really work either way. It doesn't lock into place, and it doesn't sit flush. The light is very bright and works really, really well. The few times that I've used it so far since I've had it, this gets really hot pretty quick. I don't know how hot it would get after an hour or so of using the work lights, but I would definitely be cautious in where you set this when you're done working, because of the heat that that thing would produce and any fire that it could cause in any area that you're using it. They do have the little brackets here to keep the cord out of the way, so it doesn't cause any kind of a tripping hazard. If you were to use an extension cord and it were to droop down lower, right now I'm about 3 to 4 feet or so from the wall, and the cord is so short that it doesn't even drop down all the way to the floor. All in all, for $60, I would take this back just for those issues. However, I got it really inexpensively, so I will be using it. If I were you, I would go someplace else other than HDX for this kind of a work light, because they're much better elsewhere.